Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now today I am doing something that I feel like I haven't done in a very long time. I have not done a sit down video in a very long time, as in just like a topical sit down advice, help, encouragement, motivation type video in a while. That's just literally been because I've filmed a lot of other content. You guys know that I said at the beginning of this year that I wanted to try loads of new things, loads of different things. I wanted to try challenges, I wanted to try hair stuff, I wanted to try loads of really different things, really just push my brand and experiment and see what works, see what doesn't, see what you guys like, see what you guys don't like. So that's why I've kind of like had a whole mixture of different things going on my channel. And secondly, just because I have been at uni, as you guys would know by now, I'm in third year and things have just been really busy, and those are the videos that I've had filmed already, whereas obviously this is something that I am now filming now. So yeah, I've just basically not really had time to film new content. So this theme idea thing that I wanted to talk about came to me a while ago, not a while ago, a couple of weeks ago I would say, whereby I was in a place where I was kind of frustrated at a few things. Like, I haven't been like in a bad place or anything like that, but I was in a place whereby I was a little bit frustrated because obviously you guys know I speak a lot about my finances on here as well. Like, I'm very open with you guys. I tell you guys everything. If I'm broke, I'll tell you guys I'm broke. If I'm doing good for money, I'll tell you guys that, listen, coins are good right now. And for you know, in one of my other videos quite a while ago, I was basically speaking about how I haven't really had any hardcore financial issues literally since I started fasting, praying and tithing and giving offering. Whether or not you believe in all of that, do you know what, everyone has their opinion, and boy, each their own. I didn't believe in it before, but I've mentioned in the video before where I didn't believe in it, and then I started kind of like tithing, and I started kind of just giving more and being less kind of stingy with my money and being more giving. And trust me, when people say when you give you receive, you really do receive. And my money has been good. I have had money come through left, right, center. God has really been opening doors and opportunities. And then I kind of went through a dry spell, because obviously a lot of the money that I would be getting would be through things like YouTube collaborations, and obviously people contacted me to work with me and all that kind of jazz. And I wasn't having that for a couple of like months, and so it meant that my money just went phew. And this is the first time in about maybe 8-9 months, maybe even more than that, where I haven't been like, nah, I'm good. Like, as in, Nissytee, are you broke? Nah, I'm good. And the thing is that sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm broke, but really and truly I know that I'm not really broke. I'm just like, for me, if I don't have a certain amount of money in my account, now I'm not going to say it purely because everyone again is different, and I don't want people to feel as though, rah, if I don't have this certain amount of money in my account, that means that I'm broke. No, everyone defines success, wealth, broke, rich very differently. But for me personally, I know in my mind I have a certain amount of money. If that's not in my account, I'm basically like, nah, I'm broke. But that would sometimes just be me saying it. This time round, over the past couple of months, I hit just a bit of like a wall, a bit of just a dry spot in terms of people collaborating with me, which obviously mean that I wasn't really making money. Just things just kind of just felt a bit slow, and it was quite frustrating because when you're, you know, you've been like this, and then you get to a point where everything's going like this, and you're like, oh yeah, everything is going great, like I'm getting coins, yeah, and then it kind of goes back down again. It's very frustrating because you're kind of like, do you know what I mean? You know when people say when you've tasted it, you kind of know, like, you know, I can go out and I don't have to worry so much about money. And then over the past couple of like months, I wouldn't even say really months, it hasn't really been that long, but it was like maybe like 6 to 8 weeks where I was just not comfortable with my financial situation. And yeah, it made me feel very uncomfortable, and I got a bit frustrated. One thing I don't like worrying about is finances. I don't like worrying about it. I like making sure that I save. I like making sure that I know that I have some money in case something was to happen. I have money, do you know what I mean? But yeah, like, I was just not very happy. And then on top of that, just because of like uni stress and doing my dissertation and that kind of stuff, I was just in a place of feeling a bit frustrated. I wouldn't say like I was like really like down in the dumps or anything like that. No, I wouldn't say that, but I was just a bit frustrated. And yeah, that sort of happened. And a word just came to me from God. Like literally it came to me from God, and he was just kind of like, be patient in the process. And this is why I'm doing this video. I've been speaking for such a long time. That was basically a long-winded way of me saying those were kind of the things that were happening in my life that made me then fast forward and think and have the word be patient in the process. And another reason as well why that kind of was coming into mind was also because I have been watching a lot of TG Jake's sermons. Like anyone that knows me knows that I love TG Jake's sermons. Like I watch him all the time. And over the past couple of weeks, I've been watching some of his sermons, and it's almost like it's the same kind of word in those sermons, and it's always talking about how we basically react when things don't go our way, or when things are not going right, or when there's a hiccup or a bump in the road. And it's been making me question a lot about myself in terms of how do I react when things are not really going right, because I know myself, even when the smallest thing could happen, literally something so miniature, something so tiny, so minuscule could happen, but I would be near enough be having a breakdown. And I'm just like, and then after when it's all done, and I'm like, Nissy, why the hell were you like having a flipping breakdown over something so small and so minor and so like just so silly? And so it's made me think a lot. And again, so it was that and the frustration that came to this place of being patient in the process. And I don't really know where I was going to go with this video, to be very honest with you, but I just felt like God laid it on my heart for me to share it with you guys. And one of the things that I was just reminded by God and reminded by my circumstance and my situation, and by just thinking about Nissy, all the things that you're doing and all the things that you're achieving, all the things that you're trying to do in your life, just understand that the journey is a long journey. It is a process, and you really have to teach yourself to be patient. I've said in multiple videos before whereby our generation especially is that generation that wants everything now. We want instant gratification. We want to be successful now. We want to work for about a year and then be able to retire in the following year. We want quick fixes. And I've always been that person that says, no, you need to be patient, because at the end of the day, if you want something to last, you have to be able to give it time. You have to nurture it, to help it grow, to let it flower. You know, a flower, not even a flower, let's say a tree. A tree does not, you know, grow into the massive, strong tree that can stand any storm, any tempest, any, you know, current or hurricane or whatever. You know, there's certain trees that you see that can withstand years and years of winds and all these kind of things. But for it to get to that place where it can withstand all of these troubles and tribulations, it had to grow, it had to root itself in the ground, it had to really root itself in the soil. And that's like us. Our lives are just are full of so many bumps in the road. Obviously, we don't know, we're not God, we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, we don't know what's gonna happen next week. All we do know is that we literally just have to keep taking those steps, keep moving forward, keep marching forward. Even when we get a knockback, keep pushing forward, keep trying, keep going, keep pursuing our dreams, keep pursuing our goals, even when we're tired, even when we feel sick, even when we've had enough, even when we feel like we can't do it anymore, even when we feel like everything is knocking us, even when we feel like the devil is just trying to rip us down and tear us down. We just have to keep on going. But that really, really means being patient in the process and understanding that what you are doing now and the journey that you are on will ultimately allow you to become the best version of you in the future. And that is just something that I really, really wanted to share with you today. Just the idea that slow down, take your time, be patient, even when things don't go your way, even when things don't go wrong. And I'm speaking to myself as well. One thing I love about YouTube so much is that as much as when I'm saying this stuff, as much as I am saying it to you, I'm also saying this stuff to myself. And it's always good because I do watch back my videos just to kind of see if my opinions have changed, etc, etc. I love watching back some of my like more motivational videos because I have days when I'm struggling. I have days when I have breakdowns. You know, I posted on Instagram recently and I was just basically saying like I had a breakdown and like I had a bit of like a panic attack because I was just thinking about so many different things and I just had to really pause. I had to switch off my phone. I had to switch off just everything and just pause for a moment and really just think about all that God has done for me. For the mere fact that I'm alive and that I'm breathing is a blessing in itself. My degree, my whatever I do here at the University of Cambridge will not determine who I become in the future. It will not determine what I'll become in the future. It will not determine the kind of changes that I will make in this world. Therefore, why am I worrying so much again about something so minuscule? I know that right now it seems like such a huge deal, and you know, in a sense it is a big deal. It is a big deal. You know, this is my first degree, and it's not just, you know, my first degree, but it's my first degree here at the University of Cambridge, which again is just a blessing in itself. But being somewhere like here where a lot of people are like, wow, do you know what I mean? And like my parents are rooting for me, my parents are super proud of me, and I obviously don't want to let them down. I don't want to let anyone down. But then I had to again reel that back up again, reel it back up and say, who am I doing this for? I am doing this for me. It is my education. It is my life that I'm trying to better. Therefore, the only person I should be worrying about disappointing is myself. And so I just had to really just be like, whoa, Nissy, this is not you. This is not how you think. I was just thinking too many, like boom, 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 boom. I was thinking way too much. But thank God I am the type of person, I don't know why, but we thank God, like I'm the type of person that can kind of snap myself out of these modes or these feelings very quickly. Like literally I could be panicking within like maybe 10 minutes, maybe max an hour, I can snap myself out of it. I know that not everybody's like that, you know. I know that everyone has different times to process things, and that's okay. But the only thing that I'll say to you is don't stay in that place. If you are feeling, if you normally, you know that you are here and you are feeling here, don't stay there. Don't let the devil lie to you. Don't let your emotions overcome you so much. You need to make the choice to snap out of it, to be happy, to get on with something, you know, something different. And obviously I'm not talking about if it's an extreme, like let's say mental health illness, because that's different. That I completely understand, and don't think that I'm being disrespectful at all. I completely understand that that's different. You can't just say to someone that has a mental health issue or depression or anything like that to just snap out of it. I'm not talking about that right now. I'm just talking about if you're the type of person who, like myself, who is quite good at being able to kind of determine how I feel, then make sure you snap out of it and you come back and you say, do you know what? This was a knockback. Do you know what? I did panic. Do you know what? I got scared. Do you know what? I'm worried. Do you know what? This is really overwhelming, but I am going to move forward, but I am going to try harder, but I'm going to stay positive. And that's the kind of mindset that, you know, you should have. And if you are on the other side, someone that suffers from depression or, you know, just anxiety in general, I always say to people, seek help. That's the first thing that I say, because I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse. I can't really give you advice, you know, in terms of how to deal with stuff like that, because I wouldn't even feel comfortable, number one, to even completely be like, yeah, just listen to this and this and this and you'll be fine. No, I always say to people, go and seek professional help. Of course, do things to try and kind of like, you know, self-care things like, you know, journaling, maybe writing, or go on a solo holiday. You guys know I've done that by myself. It was very therapeutic. It was amazing. But yeah, I would just say definitely get the help. But as a whole, I know I've kind of gone off on a tangent, and like I said, I didn't really have any structure to this video. I kind of just wanted to speak from the heart and just to encourage you today, just to remind you that it is a process, it is a journey, it is not easy. I say it all the time, you know, if it was easy, everybody would do it. The fact that you are doing it is already a testimony in itself. So be patient with yourself. I think that's the number one thing, because we lose patience most of the time with ourselves, especially when we can't seem to get something right. We lose patience within ourselves. Be patient with you. Be patient in knowing that you will get to your destination. You will reach your goal. You will reach your destiny. That is not even a problem. That is not an issue. It might take a bit more time, but that is okay. Don't be one of those people that tries to rush into everything, that tries to just jump into it, because just as much as you rushed into it, Lord knows you'll probably rush straight back out of it, or within a second you'll lose it. Remember, learn your skills, build yourself up, seek help, seek advice, find a mentor, read books, train yourself up. Basically think, put your mindset, no matter what you are doing right now, you could be, I don't know, an academic, you're studying to be a lecturer, or you could be a creative, you could be a photographer, a director, you could be an actor, you could be whatever it is, okay, whatever industry you're in, a lawyer, doctor, whatever. just know that you always need to build up your knowledge. Knowledge is power, and you never ever cease learning. So keep learning, keep stretching yourself, keep pushing yourself, and keep going. So don't rush, don't judge yourself, don't be so hard on yourself as well. Just be patient in the process, and of course, stay beautiful.